Yeah, there we go. 3, 2. Let's go. Think before you respond instead of reacting before you think. Think before you respond instead of reacting before you think. Those are the words that I heard this morning, or that I read this morning in my hashtag Rise and Grind planner. As I woke up in my home on this beautiful, beautiful morning, went downstairs, walked down to the basement, went into my office, opened my planner, and there it was. Christy Wysocki. Sorry, let me make sure I say her last name right. Christy Wysocki, who is a hashtag Rise and Grind member, submitted this quote long ago, and it showed up here today, May 17th, 2021. Think before you respond instead of reacting before you think. And I have something to say about that. But I'm going to think about it first. So let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to 1, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Monday, TGIM. That's right. Today is Monday, May 17th, 2021. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it will ever be Monday, May 17th, 2021. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Listen, today we kick off a new series. We kick off a new series called Dinosaur, and I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about it because it is going to allow each of us to take an awesome journey through time and not only learn from ourselves, but maybe laugh at ourselves a little bit this week as well. And I just love laughter, right? It's the best medicine. And you see, I find it absolutely fascinating. I find looking back in history, reflection, I find it like fascinating. And I find it even more fascinating at how slow at times each day can be, and yet how fast we can go through this thing called life, right? This crazy thing called life. Each day, some days you're like, golly, this is the longest day ever, right? And then years or a decade will go by and you're just like, golly, time flies, doesn't it? It just flies, man. I cannot believe I am 43 years old. As a matter of fact, my wife could not believe I was 43 years old. I said something about it last night. I said, she asked me to do something. I said, you ain't the boss of me, woman. I'm 43 years old. And she said, no, you're not. I said, yeah, I am. I'm 43 years old. And my wife and I have been together, I don't know, 12, 13 years now, somewhere right in there, right? And it's just amazing how time flies. And so super excited to go through this series with you guys this week, Dinosaur. It's going to be really a lot of fun. Before we dive in and go too far, I need a favor from all of you though. All right. I need a big favor from everyone in the room. Today, May 17th, may just be one of the single most important days for the future of my business and the impact that we can make on the auto industry. So today is I can't even explain the level of importance for today. I have been working my stinking tail off in this industry for 23 years, and the opportunity that will come 6 hours and 22 minutes from now really can transform the future. It can transform the future of what Rise and Grind looks like, the future of Breakfast with Champions, of course, the future of 800% Elite Automotive Club, which is my automotive consulting business, and the future of my family. You know, I was watching the story of late night last night, and everybody was talking about how on the Johnny Carson show, if you could get on the Johnny Carson show, your life was transformed forever going forward. Ray Romano, Johnny Carson show. Byron Allen, Johnny Carson show, right? All these different people. They showed up on Johnny Carson, their life changed forever. That's the moment we've got today. And so I'm just asking my friends, my family members, those of you I've spent the morning with the last 870 episodes, if you are a prayerful person, prayers that things go well today. I had a hard time praying this morning because I'm such a God, I'm all about your will, man. And I follow you, and I know that your will is always good, right? That's like my mentality. So I'm sitting there in prayer today like, God, I hope today it goes good. And then I'm like, unless you don't want it to go good, I'm going back and forth in my brain. But deep down inside, today is a huge day. So your prayer and your support on that would be greatly appreciated. So with that said, last night, as the kids were winding down after a weekend of yard work and baseball games and golf matches. My daughter had her first golf match, which was awesome. Swimming in the pond. We spent some time in the pond this weekend, which was amazing. And the kids were playing on the play set. These boys love climbing all the way up to the top. They scare me to death, but that's their jam. I took 8 kids to a place called Monkey Joe's, right? Where they just get to play in the bounce houses, and we get to, eat pizza and all of that stuff. After this big, phenomenal weekend, it was really a special weekend. We were sitting there last night, my wife and I, and we were talking about how Savannah's 11 years old. And my wife was like, wait, does that mean we only have 7 years left? 7 years left until our oldest one in the house becomes an adult. 7 years until she's done with high school. 7 years until she's considered an adult. And 7 years until we know she's a nomadic soul. So 7 years until she's out traveling the world and experiencing all those things, Coach Isaac style, right? That's a little inside thing from Breakfast with Champions. And then after my now 11-year-old leaves the nest, each little Lundy is going to make their way out following her. One by one, all 7 of these kids, God willing, will make their way out of the nest. And as we talked about that last night, my wife literally cried. She cried and she said, Savannah, get over here. Right? Savannah, come here. And she hugged Savannah and she held her. She just held her as long as she could. And let's face it, we all know, like, there are not enough tears in the world that can gain any sympathy from Father Time himself, right? There are not enough tears in the world to gain any sympathy from Father Time. The clock will tick, right? The clock will tick. Time will move on. And my man Mark Twain said it this way. I think he said it best. Mark Twain said, "When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant, I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in 7 years." Of course, along the way, things change. Things change like a lot as that clock keeps ticking. Relationships evolve. Technology evolves. Our perspectives on what we believe to be true and the things that we hold value to evolves. And yet we all know that this is true. We all know this evolutionary thing happens. We all know that Father Time has no mercy. We all know that. And yet some of us still get stuck. We hold on for dear life to the people, the possessions, and the belief systems of our past. And in doing so, we risk becoming extinct. We risk becoming a dinosaur. And that's what we're going to tap into this week. So how do we avoid that, right? How do we avoid getting stuck? Before we dive in too far, though, you know what we got to do on this show? We got to dance, baby. Come on, let's go. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So we're going to get this body in motion. If you're running, I need you to run a little bit faster. If you're lifting weights, go ahead and up the weight. Let's go. Pick it up. Come on, coach. I need you to get on it. If you're in bed right now, get your tail up out of bed. What are you doing with your life? Come on. If you're up, get up. Here, I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you the truth right here, right now. I don't spend a whole lot of time in bed. When I'm in bed, I'm asleep. If I'm awake, I'm not in bed. Simple as that. As soon as I wake up, hi-ya, feet hit the floor. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, so let's go. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back, all right? If you're hanging out on Clubhouse, hit me up on Instagram. Say good morning, all right? If you're on Insta, say what's up. If you're on Facebook, I want to see you. I want you to say hi. If you're listening or watching on YouTube, connect with me that way. If you're listening to the podcast, connect with me that way. I don't care how you connect. I just want you to connect. Fair enough? So let's start off with Instagram. Good morning, Tiffany Alyssa. Tiffany Alyssa. Wow. Hi, Tiffany. Great to see you. What's up, Gio? How you doing, Devroid? Salam is in the house. How you doing? Gina Key Productions. I am Regina Fleming. What's up, Jules, Oracle of Wisdom? I love the Instagram names. They always crack me up. And then I also see Tabitha Walls is here. My man Kenny Brock is up early again this morning. Proud of you, Kenny. What's up, Lisa Watts? How you doing? Scott Simmons. Scott Simmons is in the house this morning. How you doing, Kimberly Hatfield? We've got Julie Lentini. We've got Linda LaBonds is up in here. Jeff Nelson. I also see Ad Health 4422. We got Wholesaler. We got a little yoga life in our life. We've got Jeff Moffitt up in here this morning. We've got Wine Nick Chick. What's up, Wine Nick Chick? Just Brandon's up in here. Kim Fair, Barrett Trout, Cleopatra Julius. We've got Kevin Haney in the house. Clay Morris is up in here. Scott Marziani. What's up, Stephanie Terry? Stephanie Terry's up in here as well. Over on Clubhouse. Alpha's in the house. Racole, Vernita, Patricia, Elizabeth. We got Sharon. My man Dustin Seidler is up in here. What's up, Gary Henderson? Great to see you. I think Gary will be back on the platform today. We've got Jan in the house. Forbes Riley has joined us this morning. What's up, Forbes Riley? And what a beautiful profile pic Forbes Riley has brought to us today. I see Naida's in the house. I see Debbie and Chris and Ryan and Sheila. I see Taylor and Coco and Svetlana is up in here. What's up, Linda and Unisa and Cheryl and Jeannie? We've got Ben and Rob, and we've also got Gina Keys, Regina, Brittany, Derek, Suzanne, Clarissa, Mike, my man Wayne, the mayor, up here in the house. What's up, Delano? We've got Deck Dude is up in here. Gary Henderson just joined over on Clubhouse. Gary Henderson's everywhere today. Look, I knew he'd be back on the platform today. Gary's back. I love it. What an incredible Monday morning it is going to be today. All right, listen, we're going to dive in. We're going to keep rolling. I love Monday. I'm so glad you're here. Hit the share button if you haven't done so already. Hit the plus button over on Clubhouse if you haven't done so already. Get some folks in here because it's about to be another amazing episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. Fair enough? Fair enough. I don't ask for much. Let's do this. Come on. You know, an interesting fact is that in the 1920s, it was not technically illegal to send your kids via the U.S. Postal Service. Yes, you heard me. You heard me. It was not illegal to send your kids via the U.S. Postal Service. As a matter of fact, I got a picture of it right here for those of you that are watching on Facebook. And since postage was cheaper than a train ticket, some people in rural America took advantage and actually sent their children with postage attached to their shirts to visit their grandparents in other parts of the country. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I'm sitting here thinking about it. And I'm telling you, I got a couple kids that I'd maybe stick in the mail every once in a while. Like, just imagine if you had one of those really frustrating moments as a parent, right? You're just like super frustrated as a parent. You know, you're like, you know what? I'm pulling out the postage. You staple, you take a big old safety pin and stick the postage to their shirt. Just stick them out by the mailbox, right? It's snowing out there, 2 feet of snow. You just stick about the rain or snow, sun or shine. The postal carriers will make it happen, right? But yeah, check this out, man. So they used to send their kids over to grandma's, save some money. Like, it was crazy, right? And this was not illegal, was okay. People took advantage of it. Couldn't quite imagine it today at all, right? It's very hard to imagine. But this was the reality just 100 years ago. Another interesting fact is that back around that same time period, back in the 1920s, while people were mailing their children to grandma's house, back at that exact same time period, they were actually using x-rays for women's hair removal. So if you had like a mustache kind of issue going on or whatever, you would go to this machine and you would put your face on the machine and they would use x-rays. Like, they realized that not only can x-rays see through skin so you can see the bones, but it would actually burn the hair off of your face. And there was a system, it was called the Trico system, right? It was the Trico system. And it worked amazingly. As you can imagine, it worked amazingly. You walked up, stuck your face in there, all the radiation, boom, the hairs fall off your face, and man, it would last a long time, right? The hairs wouldn't come back. So it worked amazingly. until people started coming back extremely sick. And that's when things started to change a little bit for some. And add to that, during that exact same season of time, there were a lot of radiation-based products that women were using, powders for their face, lotions, all of these things, right? Everything from lotions to toothpaste at that time had radium in it. You see, they thought they had found the fountain of youth. They thought for sure this radiation thing was the key to staying young looking forever. And so they used it, and they used it religiously, and a lot of people got really sick, and ultimately a lot of people died. And all of these things are really, really funny to think about now. But at the time, even after the trend had passed, even after they started to discover that all of these people were getting really, really sick, and this is what it was attached to, even after they realized that sending your kids in the mail and putting radiation directly on your face and brushing your teeth with a product made out of radium, even after they realized that these things were quite ridiculous and were actually counterintuitive to health and life, even after they realized all of that, many people held on to their belief system. Many people continued to try to send their kids in the mail. Many people continued to use radium-filled makeups and powders. Many people continued to use x-rays to get the hairs off of their face. And many people paid the price for it. Not you, though, right? Not you. There's no way you would do anything like that. Like, there's no way that you would literally walk towards extinction, right? Like, there's no way that you would literally put yourself in harm's way. There's no way that you would, if you knew, I mean, as soon as you knew and found out something was bad for you or not healthy for you, you would immediately stop doing that particular action, right? Like, I mean, you're one of those kind of go with the flow type of people, right? You're like, you're a trendy type of person, right? Like, you're not stuck in the mud in any way, shape, or form, right? Like, you're super, super hip. You're one of those hip folks that continues to go with the flow and roll through the motions, right? Nothing can hold you down. You are an evolutionary master. You continue to rise and to move, right? And you're a mover and a shaker. You're all of that. So it could never happen to you. Never. No way could you ever get stuck. It's really funny, though. My man Jerry Seinfeld talked about this once. Jerry Seinfeld said that he used to love to go to the mall and he would watch people. And he believed that he could tell what year a couple got married by their outfits. He did. He believed he could tell what year a couple got married by their outfits. He said it was kind of like at a certain point in our life, we kind of hit this pause button where we just kind of get stuck. We stop evolving. We get stuck in what we believe we know. And he believed that he could literally walk up and be like, okay, 1995, based on the Wrangler jeans there. I can see that that's when y'all got married. Or, y'all got married in 2012 or 2015. She's wearing the yoga pants, right? And he's got the tight fit shirt, right? Like, you can literally tell. And as I thought about this weekend, I thought, my gosh, am I still wearing some of the same jeans that I wore when I married my wife 13 years ago? The answer is yes. Do I still have maybe some shirts that I wore when I married my wife 13 years ago? Or do all of my shirts in my closet look the same? Do they have the same style, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm a short sleeve polo guy. I'm a t-shirt at night guy. I'm a dress shirt with a tie guy when it comes to my automotive, right? And so listen, I know that we can feel trendy. We can feel as though we're ahead of the curve. We can feel as though we're moving, but it's the little tiny things that we don't pay attention to that are the most dangerous. It's those little tiny areas of our life that we kind of take for granted. Those are the way that we get stuck. These dinosaurs back in the day, these dinosaurs would be walking and they would step into a tar pit. And they wouldn't realize it. They just step into the tar and they wouldn't realize as they were trying to get unstuck, or at first maybe even not even notice that they were kind of stuck. They didn't realize the danger that came along with being stuck. But ultimately, the longer they were stuck in that tar pit, the closer to extinction they became. And so here's the thing, folks, and I'm not picking on you, I'm picking on us. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be that way. You see, you are not called in any way, shape, or form to go down with the ship. I want you to understand that. There is nothing in your life that says you have to stay where you are, doing what you're doing with the people that you're doing it with. There's nothing at all. There's nothing glamorous. There's nothing heroic. There's nothing like that attached to you staying exactly the same. There's nothing heroic attached to you believing the same things that you believed 10 years ago. There's absolutely nothing heroic or required of you to run the same route, to speak the same speak, to do the same job, to walk the same walk, to talk the same talk. There's nothing heroic about that. Now, unless you are literally the captain of the ship, right? Like my friends, Brian Benstock, Danelle Delgado, Liza, they're on a big old yacht right now down in Florida. There's a captain to that ship. His responsibility is to be the last guy on the boat, off the boat, right? That's his responsibility. He's stuck. So unless you are a captain of a ship out in the ocean, there is absolutely nothing heroic about you going down with the ship. No. Relationally, physically, spiritually, you have the right to choose to continue to evolve through this crazy thing called life. You see, the reason time seems to move so fast in the long, when we look back and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe another decade's gone by. The reason it seems to move so fast is because the world's changing around us and we're not always necessarily changing with it. You see, as you start to evolve and step into newer levels of existence and step into newer rooms and start to join different tables, when you live that way, you start to really see and feel the expansiveness of this thing called life. It's almost like time slows down and people will be like, man, how do you fit all these things in? How are you able to get all these things done? Well, when you're moving, when you're vibrating at a certain frequency, time slows down and you start to see, okay, all right, I know where I'm going to be 5 years from now. I know where I'm going to be 10 years from now. And every season, every month, every year, every week looks different than the last. And when you live your life that way, the way God called you to live it, oh, man, what an exciting place to be. I want you to walk away with 4 words today, 4 words that are my core values, 4 words that are the basis of Rise and Grind, 4 words that are the basis of Breakfast with Champions, 4 words that I believe if you apply these in your life, you can slow time down and really get the most. Avoid extinction and get the most out of this thing called life. The 4 words are rise, evolve, impact, together. You see, I believe that if you will rise every single day with intention and purpose, you will continue to evolve into the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And when you become the best version of yourself, not somebody else, not who you used to be. When you become the best version of yourself you can possibly be, it will make a massive impact. It'll make an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. It'll make an impact on this planet. And together, we can make the world a better place. Rise, evolve, impact together. Listen, I love you, my friend. If you need more videos like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. There's 870 of them up there now. You're welcome to go over there if you need some more videos like this. If you want to go hang out on Clubhouse, we can talk about this a little bit more. We're going to be on Clubhouse and Breakfast with Champions here for the next 5 hours, right? We'll be over there. Also, today is Elite Day, so my hashtag Rise and Grind Elite Mastermind. If you want to be a part of that, people give me so much grief because it's only $49 a month and we hang out 2 hours a week. My coaches are like, you're crazy. You have to stop that. I've had people tell me, Glenn, I didn't sign up for it because it's too cheap. Right? But it truly is only $49 a month. If you want to be a part of that, you can go to riseandgrindelite.com. We have a meeting today at 6:30 a.m., which I'm super excited to experience that today. So you're welcome to join us there. Join us on Clubhouse. Join us. Go watch more videos at glennlundy.com if you want. Or you can just come back here again tomorrow morning, and we'll do this whole thing all over again here on hashtag Rise and Grind. All right? Listen, my friend, I love you. I absolutely stinking love you. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. You are my brother. You are my sister. Let's get unstuck. Let's get unstuck, because I'm not interested in you becoming extinct. Fair enough? Fair enough. Let's go!
On my feet before the sunrise, stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. Hashtag blessed. Write my mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals. I'm focused on my physical. I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party in the morning, and I'ma wake the world. It's so alarming. I hashtag rise and grind. Hashtag rise and grind.